Yeah, cool.
Adam, how's things? You well?
Yeah, good, thank you.
But how was sort of day one in terms of training gone? I know you came into camp yesterday, but how can you sum up the last 24 hours and particularly the training session this morning? And were you feeling nervous at all last night and going into the session this morning?
No, it's been great, to be honest. Obviously, trained this morning. It was a good session. I wasn't so nervous. I think since I've come in yesterday, all the boys have been really good to me and just gave me that bit of confidence. So training this morning has been good, and everyone got along well.
And you obviously have a good relationship with the manager anyway, so that's going to help you.
Yeah, of course. Stephen's been very good to me. Obviously, had him last season. We had a fantastic campaign. So no, Stephen's very good, and just delighted to work with him again.
Adam, Paul Lennon here from the Star. How are you?
Yeah.
How much of a step up do you think will it be from playing under 21 to senior, and also the fact that you've played limited amount of first team football at Norwich?
Yeah, it's going to be obviously a big step up. This is the stage where everyone wants to be. I think we're playing against top players all over the world, so it will be a big step up. But in and around the training ground, everyone's looking forward to it. Everyone's ready. So no, for me, I can't wait to get going.
Thanks.
Adam, Neil O'Riordan from the Sun. Just when you look at the squad, like Shane Long is probably the only other out-and-out striker as such. You must feel when you look at the other names that you've got a good chance of featuring in these games.
To be honest, I'm just looking at it as this is just a great experience for me right now. I think if you look at the depth of the squad, we've got very good players. There's a few players that can play in that striker role, and for me, I can learn a lot off them, and especially in training. So right now, I'm just looking forward to this experience, and if I get some game time, it's just a bonus.
But if you're told you're starting, it wouldn't daunt you, would it? You'd embrace it.
Look, this is a big dream, big ambition of mine. So if that is the case, then obviously I'll be ready to go. But like I said, just looking forward to this experience and just playing with the boys.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Aidan Fitzmaurice here from the Ireland Independent. Stephen was, you know Stephen, you've worked with him before. He was very upbeat when he was speaking to us yesterday. He was talking about adding pace to the team. He wants a team that's going to excite people. How much of that did you experience working with the 21s, and how difficult is it then to bring that into the seniors? I know it's your first time in, but to bring that to get people excited the way the other 21s have.
Look, for me, I'm just going to play the way I always do. Obviously, Stephen with the under 21s gave us that confidence to just play ourselves and give us that bit of freedom to play. So just have to come in here, be confident, train with the boys this week, train well, and obviously I know a couple of the boys, so just looking forward to it, to be honest.
In terms of goals, I mean, Kieran gave your stats there. Goal of 2 games, 34 and 61, which is pretty good. Clearly, with the Irish senior team, it's something we've been lacking over the last couple of years. A lot of 0-0s, a lot of 1-0s. How do we change that? How do we get goals into the team? Is that what Stephen is talking about? You know, the pace, or how do we get that goal edge back into the team?
I think just everyone has to come together and just be united as a team again. I think we've worked a lot in training, and Stephen said we'll work together as a team, and he's going to try to bring a new era into this Irish team, and that's what everyone's looking forward to. And look, the first game's on Thursday, so just go out and hopefully we get the job done.
And just the last one from me, I mean, you've clearly played with Timo Pukki, who's obviously played a huge role in getting Finland. I know it's Bulgaria first, Finland second, but just in terms of him, what you've seen of him and what it means to be an international striker, somebody who can play a huge role himself and getting his team to the Euros without having gone to the playoffs. Just what you see in Timo and what it means to be an international striker.
No, Timo he's a great professional. I think obviously played with him throughout the whole season, and just seeing him in training and even outside of training, he's just the perfect athlete, to be honest. Like you said, last year he scored a few goals for Finland and got him into the Euro. So he's a great striker. For me, I can look up to players like Timo and try and use his athleticism and professionalism into my career. So he's a great role model for me.
Adam, could I just ask, have you been given any indication at Norwich, following relegation, you got a good bit of exposure last year, but do you think there's more game time coming this season in the Championship for you?
Look, for me, just going to work hard this pre-season, keep my head down. If I get some game time, I'll take the opportunity. But for now, we've got a great squad in Norwich. We signed a couple of players, so for me and the team, I think we're all just looking forward to this season and just get going.
I mean, for a striker, obviously, when you're a newly promoted side, you spend a lot of time without the ball. But presumably in the Championship, you expect to see far more of the ball and hopefully have more opportunities for the likes of yourself.
Yeah, hopefully. Like you said, we should have a lot of the ball. I hope so. But like I said, we're just going to go into this season and hopefully we've got a great team and just go out and do the best we can.
Can I just ask you?
Growing up, did you always want to be a footballer, or was there something else you ever thought you might do when you were an adult?
No, since I was young, I've played a lot of sports like Gaelic football, hurling, done some athletics. But I think since the age of about 4 or 5, I've always wanted to play football. And I think I was about 12. That's when I really started to take it seriously, and that's when I quit all the other sports. So yeah, since I was young, I think I've always wanted to be a footballer and just living the dream.
How good were you at the other sports?
I think I would say I was alright, but obviously football was my main sport, so I took that a bit more serious than the others. But I love playing sports. Even when I go back home to Cork, all my friends still play Gaelic football and hurling, so I like to just play with them the odd time.
And athletics-wise, what were you doing?
But then,
athletics-wise, what were you doing?
I used to do a lot of I was only young at the time, so I used to do like 60-meter sprints. I used to do relays, 300 meters, 800 meters, long jump. I did a lot of stuff when I was young, and one of my friends at Aston Villa, Tariq Rai, he was one of my partners there, so we did a lot together and really enjoyed that, to be fair.
Okay. How fast are you?
It's pretty quick. Maybe, I don't know. You'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Thank you.
Adam, can I just ask you, what have been the highlight of your underage days with Ireland so far? You played a lot of games, scored a lot of goals.
I think actually a highlight would be my first ever time playing was against Hibernia. My granddad died that day. It was my first game, and I scored that goal just as he died. So that's a great memory for me. And obviously, yesterday coming into this squad was just obviously a big dream of mine, and it's an unbelievable day for me and my family. So probably them two moments for me are the best.
In terms of the people who would have helped your career at College Corinthians and with Ireland, who are the people that you would say point to as being really influential so far?
I won't really go into names, but there is a lot of people. Like my manager is one person, Kevin Ronan, was great to me. Obviously, my family have been very supportive with me. Even my friends, I've got a lot of people to thank for to be where I am today. So I won't go into too many names to go into, but no, there's a lot of people.
Thanks.
Adam, Emma Malone from the Irish Times. Can I ask you, are you surprised yourself at the pace at which things have progressed for you over the last year or so? Getting quite a lot of football with Norwich last year, and now a call up to the senior squad.
I wouldn't say I'm surprised. Obviously, it is great that I'm doing this and progressing really well. But like I said, since I was young, this has always been a dream of mine, and got the opportunity. I think it was against Preston, was probably my first start for Norwich. So just when I got the opportunity, I just have to take. And I think every footballer knows once you take the opportunity, everything can change so quick. And that's obviously what's happened with me. But I'm just going to keep working hard, keep focused, and keep my head down.
How did you find the game time with Norwich this year? Was it difficult time for the club, and in that situation, it's a difficult for a striker to come in to the side. What did you make of the experience?
The experience for me was unbelievable. Obviously, playing in the Premier League, getting minutes here and there was great for me. I was only 18, 19 at the time, so it's a big experience for me. But obviously, the season last year was a bit disappointing. But like I said before, we're going to go into this season raring to go, and we've got a great team, so everyone's just looking forward to the season.
And did you view Stephen Kenny's taking over the job? Did you see that as maybe an opportunity that he would know you, he'd know what you could do and what you could bring to the team over, say, a Mick McCarthy who mightn't have known you so well?
Oh, obviously, I've worked with Stephen on the 21s for that last season. He's been great to me, and I know Stephen's watched me a few times, but just have to keep working hard. Every time I get the opportunity with Norwich, just have to give it my all. And there's a great team in this Irish team, so just have to do my best. To be honest, there's no favoritism between Stephen and myself, so just have to keep working hard and keep focused.
Is there any difference in him? Do you see any difference in him handling the senior team today as opposed to when he had the under-21s?
No, he's the exact same. Told us the same stuff. Just play with confidence. Give us that freedom to go and play in our roles. I think all the boys are delighted to have him in, and he is a great manager, obviously, with the 21. So I just can't wait to get started.
Okay, thanks.
Adam, there's a lot being made sort of yourself in the squad, Troy Parrott in the squad, Adam Connolly having been promoted from the 21s, and kind of a new younger breed of Irish striker in the team, and fans are getting very excited about this. Are you comfortable with that sort of level of pressure, that level of sort of scrutiny maybe on yourself and the other younger fellas stepping up from the 21s?
Yeah, I think obviously every footballer has that small bit of pressure on their shoulders, but for me, and I'm sure the younger boys, were all quite confident in their own ability, and this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've worked all them years for. So I think all of us now are just raring to go and just can't wait to get started.
Adam, Craig Gore from the Daily Mail. Just following on from Paul's question there, that new young quartet of strikers coming through, Michael Obafemi as well in there. Have you guys spoken about being the answer to Ireland's scoring problems? And what have you thought? Young kids coming through, so much has been made of that lack of goals. Have you almost been like, just let us at it, we can be the answer?
No, we haven't spoke too much about that. Like I said, we're all confident in our own ability, and we've all come in here. Everyone's obviously delighted to be in this team, and for us, me, Aaron, Troy, and that, we're all delighted to be playing together. So it is great, and we've worked together all them years since under 16s up to now. So I think everyone's just looking forward to get going now and playing with each other.
Who's got the best scoring record out of the four of you at underage level? Who's the best goal scorer?
Not too sure, to be honest. I don't know much of the stats, but I think we've all chipped in a lot of goals throughout the underage level. So yeah, everyone's pretty confident.
The right answer was you should have said yourself.
Stay humble.
On Norwich going down as well, I think it was touched on earlier, but in a strange roundabout way, can Norwich's relegation almost be a good thing for you in a strange way?
Look, I was getting minutes here and there last season, so that obviously was a good experience, and even next season will be great for me. I'm just gonna obviously train hard, keep focused. Like I said, we've got an unbelievable team now. We've signed a lot of new players, so if I get that opportunity, I'll obviously try and take it. But if not, I'll just keep working hard.
Okay, best of luck.
Thank you.
Can I just ask Adam, I know you're young players, your first time in the squad, so you may feel it's an unfair question, but I'd just like to ask anyway. We've seen a lot of players, football, taking a knee over the last couple of months. We asked Stephen Kenny about it yesterday. Would there be something in because it's a place that has had problems with racism in the past? But Stephen said it'd be player-led. You listen to the players and see what they want to do. Would you have a feeling on something that could or should be done in Sofia?
Could you say that again, please? I couldn't hear.
Yeah, sorry. We asked Stephen yesterday if there would be. We've had the Black Lives Matter. We've had the taking a knee gesture in football over the last while. we asked Stephen if there would be a similar gesture, how the players felt. He said he would listen to he said it'd be player-led. He'd listen to the players in terms of if the players wanted to make a stand, particularly because Bulgaria has had problems with racism. I'm just wondering if you had a view on it.
Obviously, that Black Lives Matter is something that everyone should be aware of, and it is a big thing for me. I think taking that kneel is a big thing in football now. I think it shows that everyone should try and end racism, and I think especially for me, it is a big thing, and obviously I'll try to do as much as I can to stand against racism. So I think I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I think it is a quite big thing to do.
But if it is player-led, Stephen said he would listen to the players, but you would have a voice. You would feel that it is important to take a stand.
Yeah, for me, 100%. I'm a big believer in racism, and I'm sure the whole team is as well. So I think we will take the knee.
Last few questions, guys.
Adam, sorry, I got knocked off the call, so apologies if you got asked this already. You mentioned the significance of that goal when your grandfather passed away. Could I just ask what your granddad's name was?
It's Kevin Hayes.
Sorry, can you say it again?
Kevin Hayes.
Kevin Hayes, thank you. Cheers.
Adam,
Any more questions, guys?
Adam, Brendan Cross, the Irish News in Belfast. Could I just ask you, you've talked about Stephen there quite a bit. Could I ask you, is there any particular thing that, his greatest strength is? Is it team talks? Is it preparation? Is it one-to-ones? What is it that you like about Stephen?
Everything really. I think he's a great manager. Obviously, he'll do a lot of one-on-ones with everyone individually and in their units and position-wise. Even in training, everyone focuses in training, and everyone respects Stephen. He is a great manager, and we just can't wait to get working with him.
Any more questions, guys? No? Brilliant.
Sorry, Kieran, I didn't get the link, so I only just got it now.
Right.
Can I ask a question? Or is it
you can. Go on.
Thank you. Sorry, Adam. Philip McQueen, Irish Daily Mail. It's been a long journey from the community games to where you are now. An extraordinary journey. Can I just, you've probably been asked this before, but are you okay playing with your back to goal in terms of centre forward, or do you like to play with somebody off you? Have you a preference, or can you play either?
I don't really have a preference, to be honest. Obviously, the role of a striker is to score goals. So, however way I've got the goals, it'll do. So I don't have a preference of how I play. It's whatever the manager wants me to do, or the teammates around me, how they like me to play. So the main target for me is just to get goals.
And on that point, you have scored many spectacular goals in your career, particularly at underage level. It was said of you that you weren't necessarily a fox in the box. Is that something that you've been aware of? Have you worked on it? Are you now better at getting the little sort of, the tap-ins off the shoulder, the tap-ins off a knee, those sort of goals?
Yeah. Obviously, since I've moved up into the first team, that was one thing that they told me I have to be more aware of, and I've been working on that quite a bit. And every time, even with the 21, since we've come in training, it's something we, as a attacker unit, we've always worked on, and just keep trying to get better and better at that. So look, still progress to be made, but we're getting there.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Can I just ask one more question, if I can, please, Adam? Thanks, Kieran. Adam, just you talk about growing up, and you love playing football, Gaelic football, hurling, athletics. Who are your sporting heroes? Who would have, locally and nationally, internationally?
Locally, I would say, for me, actually, it'd probably be my granddad, because he played a lot of sports just like me, and he was the one that he was obviously very supportive with me growing up. And unfortunately, he passed away before I moved to Norwich, but that was something he really wanted me to do, was to get abroad. And he used to drop me to training all the time and watch my games. So he would probably be my big idol growing up. And I think national-wise, there's a few, to be honest. As I was growing up, obviously Robbie Keane as a striker was great. Obviously a great player for Ireland, and as a young striker, me looking up to him was just unbelievable. And and obviously another Cork man himself is probably Roy Keane. It's just unbelievable character, and obviously being from Cork is great. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I'll send around the link for Robbie